How the heck did we forget to press record? You'd think after like the 1,000th time that I've done this that I would know what the heck to say, but I do not. I've tried to record this so many times, and each time something went wrong. Either it's the wrong mic, or no mic, or I forgot to press record and I'm gonna lose my mind. So let's cross our fingers and hope that this time through it goes well, or else I'm crashing out and I'm never touching this again. If you like films like The Borrowers or Secret World of Arrietty and playing games like Animal Crossing Heartopia and Pokemon Pokopia, keep watching this video. Animula Nook is a new cozy live sim that has you shrunken down to a miniature size of yourself, and you take on the world from a new point of view. The creators of Animula Nook, Lilylandia Games, first released their trailer of the game last year, and I have been anticipating it since. So when they announced on their Discord that they will be releasing the alpha test and that you can sign out to possibly gain access to it, I had to. And I was lucky enough to join their creator party and gain access to the exclusive first look and first playthrough of the game. Just to preface, this is a playtest, so the game is not out yet. I'll be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So the game basically starts off with us waking up in a random area of our house, only to realize that we have been shrunken down to a tiny size version of ourselves, a mini version, if you will. And as we wake up, the first thing that we get to do in the game is customize our character. So we're given a lot of different options to choose from. I do hope eventually we get more options for skin tone and hair. We're always given locks for black players, and I hope that they add at least braids or just curly hair options in general, not just locks. I like these. Oh, they have leaves in them. If you zoom in, it looks like a little leaf detail. And we have different clothes, tops, bottoms, socks, shoes, and hats. Eventually we will be able to have jewelry like earrings. I don't think necklaces. There's also gloves and all sorts of things. And once we finish there, we move along and we come across what I believe what looks to be a toy that we've stored away called a Woopa, or what our character calls is a kitty Woopa. So it's a cute little fluffy round cat thing that we can use to float around from high surfaces. And we do just that to land on our desktop in our room. And with Lollipop in hand, we venture across our desktop, breaking down obstacles in our way until we stumble upon the very first mini you meet in the game, Dilly. Dilly is an intern at a place called Starside, and she is the one that tells us that we are part of a rare instance of a human shrinking down to that of a mini, and people like us are called Wishweavers. A Wishweaver is somebody who has the ability to create and build a homestead. She also gives us access to our handy phone, which has a bunch of different apps that do a bunch of different things that helps us progress in the game. One of those being the Wishweaver app, which is where you go to when you level up your Wishweaver status. And in order to do that, we have to collect a certain number of emoji fragments, either placed around the space or regained from passive quests, which can range from collecting furniture, building, planting, meeting other minis, and so on and so forth. And when you level up your Wishweaver status, you also unlock some of the main features of the game. First, a skateboard to move around faster, your ladder lead that you use to build more items, the Woo Bus Stop, Starshine Shop to buy items, and the Homestead Foundation that you need to invite minis onto your homestead. Lily also gives us a really cool tool called the Deformation Gun, which is used to shrink down really large items, which you can reuse to decorate. Now, I briefly wanted to talk about the construction part, the building part of this game. And in comparison to other games I've played so far, it seems pretty easy to use. One of the things that I really liked was rotating the furniture pieces. You just use the scroll wheel. Other games I've played, you have to click a button, and sometimes it just is time consuming. So having the scroll wheel, I think it's just a really good choice the devs made. The only big thing that was kind of tricky for me is when you switch the point of view. So you have this current point of view and then you have a top down point of view. This kind of threw me off a bit, which I think is just a skill based issue and it will get better with time. Now, speaking of building, something else that you unlock in the game as you progress is the labyrinth, which is where you will build any of the blueprints or recipes that you receive for furniture pieces. You will use that in this machine. So any materials that you collect while you're out exploring, you bring it back here and you can build tables and storage and mirrors and all sorts of things. The game also hints at other new locations that we could possibly build our homestead in, one of them being a windowsill that we do have access to in the playtest, and the game hinted at other areas that we can live in, such as backyard areas, cabinets, and a living vivarium. So I'm really excited to see what those will look like and how we'll be able to build on those and what sort of features that we get from living in those different areas. Now, once you reach Wishweaver level 5, you unlock the Woo bus stop, which is how you get to Woopa Woods. So far, it contains 4 different areas: Wooverville, Dewflower Sea, Tunnel in the Woods, and Star Blue Towering. I won't get too much into it because I have a separate video coming after this where I go more in depth and explore the entirety of the Woopa Woods. So subscribe and hit the notification bell. You also get quests in this game, daily quests. So unlike the other quests that I mentioned earlier, which are more passive, these are ones you do every single day and you are more actively acting on and getting done. So these quests can range from participating in events, doing tasks for other minis, or simply leveling up your Wishweaver status. And upon leveling up your Wishweaver status, you can unlock the Starside shop, which is run by a mini called Bobo. In the shop, you can purchase things from furniture to clothes to materials used to build the blueprints or recipes that you can get in the game. Another thing that you can collect, and I will have a video on this as well, are what is called cracky cards. So cracky cards are trading cards that you can collect and trade in the game. And what's cool about these is that when you collect all 10 cards in that pack, you can unlock different furniture pieces. And if you can collect all 8 packs, you get new themed residents that you can place in your homestead. I will be having a video coming where I open every single cracky card in the game. Well, almost every single cracky card. You'll see when the video comes out, but I opened just about all of them. Now with these cozy life sims, I know the main thing that a lot of people hope for is the interaction with the minis or your fellow residents. So you can invite minis to live with you on your homestead. I'm not entirely sure how many, but if I were to guess the total, I would say at least 12. And you can earn residential foundations to place on your homestead by leveling up your Wishweaver status. And all you have to do is get that mini's hand phone number, place the residential foundation, call them up, and they will be right on your homestead with you. You can also build your bond with each mini by talking with them every day and giving them gifts and doing tasks for them every day. Hello? So if you were curious about that, there is interactions with the different minis. You can also visit other people's homesteads where you meet the minis that they have there, and you can meet and talk with them and get their handy phone number and invite them to your homestead. The cool thing about it is they're not taken from that person's homestead. They're still at their homestead, but now that you have that many at yours. So there's no weird thing where they have to be moving out or they have to leave, or you can both have the same minis at your homestead, which is really good, I think. But yes, that is a thing that is possible. And that's just one of the ways to meet minis and get them onto your homestead. You can meet them out in Woopa Woods or any other biome that you see them. If that mini is not a worker in that specific biome or a master of a specific life skill, you can invite most minis onto your homestead. From exploring to building to meeting other minis and Wishweavers, there are so many things to do in Animula Nook that I'm excited for you guys to see. I did start this a little late, so it's not as in-depth as I hoped it would be, but I feel like I've done enough that you can get a general idea of this game and what it contains. I think this game has a lot of potential, and I think that it could be a top contender with all the other cozy live sim games. This is the alpha test, so there are aspects that I'm not quite sure of or I don't know of. Gotcha. I hope there isn't. It doesn't seem like, if there is things that you pay for in the game, it really doesn't seem like that's the main part of it, or if that's really important. From what I've done so far, there's enough to do that any sort of buying and outside payment really isn't necessary. It doesn't seem like it would be gacha focused or gacha heavy. And if there is a bit of that, I don't think it's going to take away much of the gameplay in general. So if that's something you're worried about, so far, what they've given us, I don't think it's that big a deal. It might just be a little small thing. But yeah, please like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you want to see more Animula Nook videos, because I have some coming soon. And subscribe to the channel as well. We are very close to 1,000 subscribers. We're at like 723. I think the last time I checked, so please subscribe to help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Very exciting stuff. I know it's been a minute since I did anything really, uploaded, streamed. Yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see this game. I hope it's piqued your interest as well. So see you in the next one where we will be exploring Woopa Woods. I will be showing you a little more in depth on Woopa Woods and what goes on there. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Hopefully this is the take. Hopefully I recorded and the mic is on. So please, goodbye.